Welcome to the Charleston Marketing Podcast, powered by the Charleston American Marketing Association and broadcasting from our home at Charleston Radio Group. Thanks to CRG, we're able to talk with the movers and shakers of Charleston, from economy to art, from hospitality to tech, and everything in between. These leaders have made a home here in the Lowcountry. They live here, they work here, they make change here. Why? Let's talk about it.
Hey, Compton here with the Charleston Marketing Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. Also, president and co-founder of Broombo Advertising. Got a special guest. Well, you're not so special anymore, Margaret. You are special. Let me go ahead and back that up. But you're on the show more often now.
I know. Twice in 1 week.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We get it. Say hello, Margaret. Talk about yourself for a second.
My name is Margaret. I'm the founder of Carolina Creative Marketing, and I'm your current Charleston American Marketing Association president.
That's right. I'm incoming president, aren't I?
Yes.
You're doing a great job. If you want to keep doing it, I think you should be forever president.
You're ready to take over the reins come July.
I thought you were going to say you're going to take over. Okay. Anyways, we are big time listeners. You know that? We have a special guest today. She flew in to talk to us. Didn't you?
I did.
Didn't you?
At 2 a.m. in the morning.
That's my point. That's my point. This is an amazing opportunity here, folks. We've got Kristelle Siarza Moon in the house. Let me just say that again. Kristelle Siarza Moon. I mean, just a lovely name. She's lovely.
And you pronounced it right.
In person, too. We're just now meeting in person. We had a couple Zooms.
Yes, most definitely.
And why are you here, Kristelle?
I am, first off, before...
Who are you?
Before I
Who is Kristelle Siarza Moon?
Before I forget and talk about myself, I just wanted to say thank you to you and to you for this exceptional invite, and the Charleston marketing community, Charleston AMA, for just being so welcome and so hospitable and so kind to an individual like myself that has no idea about this wonderful city. So again, my name is Kristelle Siarza Moon. I'm an APR, and APR is standing for Accredited in Public Relations. Okay. I'm here in Charleston because we are celebrating an exciting opportunity to bring a conference here specifically for public relations agency owners across the country. Okay. So anytime we can get lodgers tax in and anytime we can promote a city is a good thing for us. And so my role in this big project is I'm the conference co-chair.
Okay.
Our honorary chair, who's amazing and love her unconditionally, is Missy Hurley from St. Petersburg, Florida, Tampa, Florida.
Missy's fantastic.
Yes.
Very smart, very
intelligent,
very cool,
very kind, very loving.
Exactly.
And that comes from my heart. And so Missy and I have been working on a phenomenal conference for the Counselors Academy section. Counselors Academy is a special section within the Public Relations Society of America, a PR association for practitioners across the country. And the special section focuses on public relations professionals that own their advertising or public relations company, more so PR. Uh-huh. And so we like to go one place a year, and we get to choose where we want to go.
Oh, cool.
To not only enjoy a very exciting program of learning, workshops, keynotes, cultural, etc., but building bridges and community connections so that way we can all help our businesses. Yes. We love to eat. We love to eat. We love to...
I like to eat. I like to eat, as you can tell.
Yeah, we love to eat. We love to shop. We love to drink. We love to have non-alcoholic and alcoholic. Like, sure. We just love exploring the city. And so I'm so excited to have Counselors Academy here in Charleston.
When is it?
So the conference will be March 31st to April 2nd.
Okay.
And so we're hosting it at the Francis Marion Hotel in Marion Square.
Beautiful.
Beautiful area.
So nice.
And we're also going to explore other parts of the city. While it's not quite finalized yet, it'll be published on the website at PRSA.org.
And
where
how
now?
did you...
PRSA.org?
Yes,
okay.
PRSA.org.
How did you decide on Charleston?
It was just one of those great decision-making processes with a collaboration of headquarters, which is PRSA's phenomenal leadership team. We also decided on Charleston from feedback from the chair, Missy herself. And we also love to explore cultural places like that have a distinct character, unique elements to it. So, for example, we've traveled to New Orleans before. Scottsdale was really great and a lot of fun. We love warm weather right now. It's in February. It's not quite reflective of that, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay.
So we've been picking cities that we just want to explore, and they've even been to Key West, Seattle, various different places. So Charleston was just a name on the list that just surfaced to the top, and I'll admit, you all and Explore Charleston, having these great conversations to get to know the city, has really solidified the fact that we made the right choice. So.
Oh, well, that's nice. And she said you all, not y'all. Okay, just so you guys know that she said you all, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you from?
So I actually live in Albuquerque. My day job is that I own an advertising and PR agency, a marketing agency,
Nice.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico, called Siarza. And I love your story because our company started very similar to yours.
She's talking to Margaret, by the way.
To Margaret, yeah. So I loved how you started and said, I left the company that I work for. I saw the opportunity. I started in digital. Our legal name is actually Siarza Social Digital.
Okay.
And so 10 years later, our team of about 20 across the United States and the Philippines really just saw the opportunity to build PR, advertising, web, video, and creative and just create jobs in New Mexico in this industry. Because as you all know, sometimes marketing jobs are really hard to find in small communities like Charleston. And I would love to talk about the similarities, not the challenges, the similarities between Albuquerque and Charleston.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons.
The clear difference is y'all have water.
You said y'all.
Took her a second.
When in Rome.
Yeah, right.
So, but you guys have water and we don't.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Why? Where is PRSA headquartered out of?
So PRSA is headquartered in New York, and while I'm not the best spokesperson, I can talk about PRSA from an experience for me as an individual, and I can kind of show the relationship between PRSA and AMA in a lot of ways. So there's various different ways that you can get involved, but as you all know, being involved in a volunteer organization like AMA and PRSA is an investment into your career, right? Or an investment into your trade. In my case, it's giving back to the trade because PRSA built my career. So I started on the local New Mexico chapter of PRSA, where I was a young social media coordinator. I helped build the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta's social media channels.
Oh, fun.
And which is one of the iconic tourism elements in New Mexico, part of our culture and our definition. And so as I grew into my role professionally, I found that PRSA helped me learn how to be a better practitioner, learn how to be a better public relations professional, how to be an ethical one with my certification, how to be a better business owner through the Counselors Academy. So PRSA has just really guided my career, and that's why I got involved. I think I've been a member now since like 2010, 2012. And the sky's been the limit so far. So yes, PRSA is to answer your question. So PRSA is located in New York, but they have chapters all across the country, including in Charleston. But what we also find is that there's various different ways you can get involved that have no geographical limits. So
very similar to AMA, and that you can find chapters all across the country, and even if it's not a chapter in the city that you live in, you can still get involved, which is nice.
Does everybody know what PRSA stands for?
Public Relations Society of America.
Yes.
Would have been good to start with that. I'm glad you asked.
Yes, Public Relations Society of America. There you go. We passed the test. Well, and what I love about PRSA, I'm sure, is the same thing that you love about AMA, which is collaborations and connections and community. You want to find people that understand you, that go through the crazy conundrums like, why did my impressions and engagement report suck this month, right? Or why can't this client listen to the initiatives that I think is best for them,
right?
But they don't see it the way that I do. And that's what I love about chapters like AMA or chapters like PRSA, is because you find people that have common bonds and common struggles together, and how do you navigate those together?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that was so poetically put too. I saw a social media clip out of that just now. What have you been past president? Like, and talk about what it's the challenges and the best practices that you have done there in New Mexico that we could do here in Charleston, because we're a growing club as well.
How many members do you all have?
We fluctuate from 85 to 91.
Oh, congrats. That's huge.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Stop it.
No. I'm not like, I mean that authentically. Like,
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great
is
number.
Is it okay? All right.
So, I mean, it's okay if you want it to be okay.
Oh, we want it more. We feel like.
There you go. So
I'd like to be 120.
One thing that is nice is while we're at maybe between like 85 to 95 members, fluctuating, we do have a lot of people who come to our events that aren't necessarily members, but so we're not always seeing the same faces. If you come to an AMA event, you're always meeting new people. It's not limited to just AMA members, which is nice.
Yeah.
So while we are in between that 85 to 95 number, we do have a larger reach than that, definitely.
Yeah, I would say, and I've served in a lot of nonprofits.
Yeah.
It's a part of my business development strategy at Siarza. I serve in a lot of volunteer organizations, like this role in particular for our special section, which is Counselors Academy. And I will say that what you're experiencing on a local level is what we experience at New Mexico. What we also experience in LA's chapter, in Counselors Academy. It's, why am I here?
Right.
And why should I make this investment? So the fact that you're seeing a lot of new faces means you're providing content that people want to use to benefit themselves, right? That's always member engagement and member benefit. But at the same time, you see the struggle of like, how do I get more credits and retention, et cetera? Then I'm not saying there's a problem per se, but one of the challenges every volunteer organization has is, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
Communicating that value is a challenge I have to do as a conference, planner. Communicating value of like how this is going to help your career, how the industry will grow together. Some people don't see it that way, but some do. And those are the type of people that you want in your organization.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned being, and so the other hats that I wear in PRSA is not only the conference co-chair, I'm also the New Mexico chapter treasurer.
Okay.
So I run the numbers and I look at profitability and I wag my finger when people spend too much money.
I love spending money.
Yeah, so do I. So that's why I wag my finger too. And then I also am the national DEI, or national is not the right way to say it. So the DEI committee co-chair, along with Sabrina Brown. The DEI committee is a committee specifically in helping PRSA become more inclusive to its membership in multiple different ways. So at any rate, what's great about where I'm coming from is I see it on a national, regional, and local level that your challenge is a challenge that's happening everywhere.
And can you talk about the benefits of how to become a member of PRSA and the benefits?
Oh, sure. Sign up online, prsa.org. And kind of find your way. So it has a really great resource on the website. So the website's actually really well laid out, where it talks about, what is the role of a trade association like PRSA or even like AMA, professional development, right? Community building and professional development. So when you sign up, you find out, okay, is there a special section I should be a part of? Should I have an overemphasis on a section or a part of my industry? So for example, if you have folks that are from a large Fortune 500 company and they do employee communications, a special section in employee communications would be there and you can sign up for it. In our case, if you're a crazy person like myself that decides to open up their own agency and you want to find like-minded agency owners, that's where Counselors Academy comes in. If you just want to network with your local community, like Charleston, like New Mexico, like the region, that's when you can join a local chapter as well. So it just kind of depends on what path you want to take and what you want to get out of it. But there is a but. It's just like a gym membership. You only get what you pay for when you put in the time to use it. So I always recommend going to events, joining, looking at the emails, actually opening the emails, participating in webinars, getting the certifications or whatever that might be. So
joining committees.
Being
a part of the board.
And any trade association struggles with time, like finding volunteers with time. I get that. But all you have to do is just make sure you show that it's worth their time.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. I mean, that's not that hard.
Easier said than done. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so that's how you join. PRSA.org.
I love that. Yeah. I have a feeling, as you were speaking just now, that we're going to have a chapter, PRSA chapter here in Charleston soon. I know we have one, but it's not active, or people, or whoever's out there, if you're listening, find us.
Yeah.
Find me, find Margaret, and we'll help you.
Yeah. Navigate those challenges.
And navigate those challenges
Yeah.
if you want to start up an organization for PRSA.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Well, so one thing, this is what I love about meeting other marketing professionals. It's like, hey, what did you do? Or, hey, what happened in your community?
Yeah.
One of my favorite mixers from back in the day,
Ooh, okay.
by back in the day, it would be the marketing and comms mixer, and it would be AMA.
Okay.
It would be, in New Mexico, it would be AMA. It would be AdFed, AAF, right? The Advertising Federation.
Yep, did in Tampa.
And PRSA together, and you would see like all the account executives in the corner, and you would see all the PR people networking, because that's what we have to do in our job.
We called it the ultimate mixer.
Yeah, the ultimate mixer.
You just invite all the other organizations that we're all cousins of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like New Mexico, right? We're all related. Yeah. But you're right. So nobody's in competition with each other. Yeah, we're all trade associations and organizations, but what's really cool about it is that PR focuses on the messaging, public perceptions, crisis communications. Advertising focuses on media buying, the outlets, and AMA is like strategy and research. So when everybody comes to the table, it's a really good time.
Yeah.
Professionally and personally.
We need to start that.
We do. I know.
I wrote
really
it down.
do.
It's on there. All the notes already coming from Kristelle. I love it.
Yes.
What else did we want to talk about? Oh, I just bumped the desk. I'm not supposed to bump.
That's
the
the
desk.
one rule.
My
One rule.
is don't bump the desk.
So can you tell us a bit more, going back to the conference, can you tell us more about what topics are going to be covered, and who, if people are going to that event, who they're going to meet, and just a little bit more about that event?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm so excited that the theme of the conference is connections and collaborations. Connections and collaborations, building success together in Charleston. And so our wonderful committee, made up of other agency owners and our executive committee for the special section as a whole, really came together and curated some great topics for people to enjoy and see the value in a conference sponsorship. What's also really great about this conference is that no one topic is taboo. So we find ourselves in a lot of vulnerable conversations, and there's one topic in particular that's really exciting to hear about, and that particular topic is from a leader in her community that actually experienced a crisis, but she herself is a crisis communications expert. So it's a case study of like, I went through a crisis as a community leader, and I was the practitioner at the same time. Here's my lessons on how to navigate something so powerful and so challenging like this. So that's a phenomenal topic. We're excited to hear through a workshop. We're also hearing about a keynote soon about, or a topic soon about how to look more towards the future, or what to expect in the future economically. And that at first, for, let's say, for example, for an account executive or for a creative, that be like, well, that might not be relevant to me. But marketing executives or C-levels like information like that so they can better forecast for their business. Am I going to have more or less clients? Is there going to be a different way to my business development strategy? What investments do I need to make, or cuts do I need to make in my business so that way it doesn't sacrifice the job of a marketing executive or a PR executive? So there's topics like that. And an ownership mindset, how to like really change from a PR. I'll take you, Margaret, for example, like now that you're formerly a social media practitioner, how do you become a business owner that happens to have a background in social media?
Right.
That's that transition and topic. That's the topic that we're really focusing on. And we also find that Counselors Academy, so Counselors Academy also has kind of common themes that tend to resurrect. Like last year, AI and tech was like a huge hot topic. I'm sure it was here locally, right? But this year, it's definitely like business development, scaling and growth, leadership. Either it's for myself or for the leaders that I'm trying to become, larger leaders in my organization. And then and tools of the trade, right? So us business owners, like for myself, I have the fortune of only working on client work about 20% of the time, because you, on the other hand, that just started as a business owner, you might still be doing like 80% of the social media work, or you are very hands-on as a creative, and that's what you decide to do, right? So like for counselors, it's how do we learn how to turn that off when we need to work on the business,
right,
rather than in the business. And so that's what makes this conference so fun, is because you start to see like folks that are like, I need that.
Yeah, and it's taking that next step that everybody's trying to learn how you take that next step.
My first Counselors Academy conference was 2022. It was in Scottsdale, Arizona. I didn't know anybody. I almost didn't get on the plane.
Why?
I was terrified. I had imposter syndrome running through my veins. Going, they don't know who I am.
What am I doing right now?
What
Wasting
am I doing?
Time. I can just go home and just do nothing.
I
remember safe.
I remember even telling my husband on the curb of the airport, like, I don't want to go. What did I decide? What did I put myself into? He's just like, go. And that conference changed my life. That conference changed my life because of Counselors Academy, where I learned that my struggle is very similar to the owner in Detroit. But then the owner in Seattle has done what I wanted to do 5 years ago.
Sure.
And that owner in New York or DC has the same small town issues that Albuquerque has. Like, so it's just been, and that's the value of the programming that we found that's not on the typical agenda. And so that's why we named the conference, or really focused the conference around collaboration and building community, because it's what we've done in Counselors Academy as a whole.
I love it. Who's coming?
Agency owners across the country. So we typically have about 120 to 150 agency owners. In our special sections, about 300 total, like members, if you will. And so we're excited to have these folks coming from the West Coast, the East Coast, to catch up with old friends, meet new ones, learn how to be a better business owner. Sometimes they don't even get to go to a workshop because they're just so busy being engulfed in a good conversation with another owner that went through a challenge or a win, just like them.
Yeah.
So,
did you throw a number out there? How many?
Between 120 to 150 marketing agency owners.
Okay.
So, and hopefully a couple of AMA members.
I will be there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That would be lovely.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
I need to buy my ticket.
Yeah, there
nice.
we go. That would be
Yeah,
really
wait,
great.
Will you be there, Mike?
Huh? I mean, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We can
Let's
about
talk.
it. We'll have to smooth some monies around.
Well, how about this? I would love to have you guys at our opening reception.
Oh,
You
done.
will be my guest.
I'll be
There
there.
we go.
There you go.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Yes.
Oh, tell us about the discount AMA members get.
Yes.
If you could.
We
Sorry
have-
about that.
No, it's great. So our conference fees are listed at PRSA.org. They are an investment, but it's a good investment into your career, hands down.
Yeah.
What we love about this particular one is that just to say thanks to the Charleston marketing community, not only with yourself but others and peers and allies. We have an ally rate, and that ally rate actually takes 10% off of the conference fee. So we'll do our
Nice.
best to make sure that you can jump on that right away, and that information will be on the AMA's website.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yep.
and it's also on our
Sorry.
social
You see
media.
that? That's called delegating.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. We will
Yep.
make that happen.
Yep.
Great.
Katie, we got to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I will
Katie,
delegate to
Katie,
Katie.
we gotta
And
do
Katie
that.
will make that happen.
Great.
And we're gonna post on social and all that good stuff
Yeah,
too.
fantastic.
What a fun time! I love the fact that you guys chose Charleston. There is so much culture and so much character, but it's kind of weird that you're asking about a party that you want to plan, and we're like, what does this party want to have? And we were talking, Low Country Broil. What else, Margaret? What else? Like,
I mean, we were saying oyster roasts are always fun. I don't know how feasible that is to put on.
like
but
how kind of is it a rock party? Like what kind of party are we talking? I mean, we're talking about
An opportunity to dance, eat, drink, sing, and be merry.
So, listeners, if you are hearing this and you're on social, put some ideas down on the comments, and maybe you can get some other ideas.
Yeah.
That, we've got some ideas too. We've been talking offline, and we've got Ellen on board helping you out as well. She's she's in public relations as well.
Great.
What is she? A secretary for us? Is
yes,
she our
Ellen is
secretary?
our secretary.
All right, for AMA board.
Great.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah. No, and I will say too, I know that our conversation will end here in about 20 minutes or so. I'm just grateful to continue the conversation. Y'all can find me on LinkedIn or on Instagram at Kristelle Siarza. I'm happy to connect with anybody in the Charleston community.
What happened to the moon? You didn't add the moon.
It was before I got married that I got on social media. So it's Kristelle Siarza. Yeah. Yes, most definitely.
On that note, I have a question for you. We work very closely with the College of Charleston. I always love to ask this question.
Yeah.
For any College of Charleston students listening who are maybe a marketing communications major looking to kind of get involved in public relations and make the next step, what would you recommend is kind of the best way to get their foot in the door with that?
I know that we were talking about this beforehand. I absolutely love this question. I used to teach strategic communications at the University of New Mexico, and strategic communications was the all-encompassing PR marketing.
I was gonna say, that sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot, and it was. I used to teach that strategic communications class that really focused on the classic research planning, implementation, and evaluation method.
Sure.
That is what a lot of marketers, public relations professionals use. And so I guess I would say 3 things I would walk away with if you're a student into Charleston. Number 1, don't be afraid to fail. There were a lot of students of mine that says, I have to get an internship. I don't know if this is the right field for me. I know I love writing, but I want to do event planning and PR.
Mm-hmm.
I want to work with the media. I want to be a sports writer. I want to be a sports agent, etc. Don't be afraid to fail, meaning get an internship.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I found, especially, I was teaching in 2014, 2015, and now it's 2025. 10 years ago, the students that I had that had an internship somewhere are not even in the field anymore. Mm-hmm. Or those that decided to pursue a career in PR are doing very specialty items, like they're in automotive, or they're at my agency, or they're doing entertainment, or they're directors of marketing and sports. Like, everybody ran the gamut, but they started and failed somewhere. Like, I would have individuals fail my class, and I would never hold it against them unless they were rude. That was different.
Be nice.
Yeah, be nice. Like, but at the same time, one of the things I found is that they were just so focused on their career that education wasn't their primary focus. Right. So don't be afraid to fail. That's what internships are for. That's what asking for advice is. Like, don't be afraid to fail. Very good entrepreneurial mindset. Lesson 2. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Number 2 is network now. I had a really different career path than most folks. And some folks in New Mexico, it's actually very common for the non-traditional student, where it's like, it's not a person that graduated 4 years out of high school and then went into the trade. So it's usually a person that's like myself. I had a kid at 21. I have a 17-year-old now. My 17-year-old is about to go to high school. My career just finally kind of hit that almost at the plateau, right? And then from there, and then I went to college after I had him, and then I got my master's after I had them. So, like, I guess my point is, like, it's going to be an untraditional world. But why I say that whole story, I networked in my first job at Best Buy, my first professional association at the Albuquerque Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And those contacts helped me have my first 10 clients at Siarza. Networking then or now as a college student helps tremendously. And then the third thing I will say is, like, building up your portfolio or being so focused on your portfolio is, like, good, but the best lessons you can learn are from others that are willing to give you a time and a moment to opportunity. So the best advice for Charleston students is actually more for the Charleston, the College of Charleston professionals that support the College of Charleston, which is help them. Yeah. Because if you help them, the students, they're going to help you. Because
absolutely, we see that all the time. And anytime I talk to a College of Charleston student, I like that you were saying start networking now, because anytime I talk to them, they kind of talk to me about, when I graduate, I'm going to start applying for these jobs. I'm like, start applying now, get your name out there.
Yes.
Let them see your name and know that you're eager, and start now. Why wait until graduation?
We've got a couple of interns starting here from the College of Charleston. Also, don't I want to shout out the Charleston Southern, right?
Yes, sorry, not just I
Trident Tech
yes,
in the
I work
house
so
too.
closely with CFC.
Yeah.
And we work with several universities.
How far is the Gamecocks from here?
The Citadel.
About 2 hours.
Gamecocks? Yeah. Oh,
yeah. They're not too far away.
Our Charleston chapter doesn't necessarily work with USC.
Yeah.
Very
No,
closely,
they
but
need
that's
to
fine.
be
Yeah.
in our
Yeah.
world.
But no, I mean, you never know where the collaborations or where the connections are really going to take
true.
you. So
Yeah.
and it's just one of those things where it's like I get so excited to talk to people that are so young in their careers.
Yeah.
I love being a mentor to some that find me through PRSA or from various different places because mentorship is one of the most rewarding things that has zero ROI.
Yeah.
But you never know. So find a mentor.
Yeah.
That's
I've had
what
so many
networking is.
mentors in my life. So
Yeah.
it's just nice to be able to give back.
Yeah. Oh, my mentor is critical to my life.
Yeah.
So I get it. Yeah.
And I'm glad you
So
mentioned
good.
it not being just kind of a linear path to getting to where you
Yeah.
want to be. I mean, we didn't even talk about this, but my background, I was a public health major at College of Charleston.
Yeah. What's that?
And,
Yeah.
yeah, and now here I am doing absolutely nothing with my major. But I mean, I started networking very early on, took some job opportunities that I didn't know where they were going to lead, but
Right.
Yeah, there's a strategic communications major that I know of that's actually like a high school counselor and a coach, and he's like, Kristelle, everything that I learned back then, I totally apply it now. Good, awesome. That's what you want. That's what you need. So, yeah.
I love that advice. Get on the plane. Right?
Yeah.
Get on the plane and network.
Yeah.
The human connection is so
100%.
important.
Yeah. 100%.
And connecting digitally is important too,
Yeah.
right? LinkedIn and all the social media, but you got to do it smart. But the human connection is so much.
And I think it's more important now than ever because everyone's putting so much focus into AI and digital, which is great. I mean, it's crucial, but that's why I love what your topics are going to be covering at this conference because it's going to be more important now than ever to make sure there's that human connection because that can never go away.
Yeah, there's other great topics that we're talking about is obviously leadership, like practical leadership in terms of environments. I'm trying to think of some other ones. So revenue on repeat, that's a one that's like,
Ooh,
well, what
that's
is
going to
it?
be a well-attended one.
Yeah. What does that actually mean?
Just that right
Revenue
there.
on repeat, like how to take service models and actually add that human element. I think that's also too. Here's another one: stronger together, the right legal structure.
Yes.
That seems really like quiet at first, and it seems very like institution. But the legal structure actually helps you run a better agency, so you can focus on the human of the legal side or human in the human resources. So I think is really good.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get those T's and crossed and those I's dotted,
exactly.
and be on the same page with you and your business partners.
Yeah,
that's all that legal stuff.
I like this one, and I'll see too. The right amount of the right amount of the right stuff at the right time, improving your productivity as a leader. That's another human element of like how to show up, but also not be distracted. Like for example, today's getting here was time sensitive for me, so I was taking a call at the same time while I'm doing my makeup. I'm like, I'm not 100% here. Like showing yourself to be a good human and be available and be present. That's another topic that we're really excited to hear about. Mm-hmm.
Is there a college discount for PRSA?
Oh, I wish. I really, really wish.
You get that a lot, eh?
We do. However, PRSA also has, again, trying really hard not to be a spokesperson just from personal experiences. PRSA is a chapter that College of Charleston can easily start. There might even be one at the larger university down the street or up the street, wherever it is. But PRSA is a really good resource for students.
Mm-hmm.
They can actually come to larger conferences and be sponsored and like earn their stay through raising money in funds in their college chapter.
Well, that's cool.
College communications, or like the students that actually participate in PRSA are really fascinating and really fun. They're so eager, they're so excited, they're so hungry. And that's why I say that we need more mentors, because there's definitely tons of mentees in the advertising, marketing, and PR space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Gotta get back, people. Mentor.
One of my favorite nonprofits that I've been volunteering with for 7 years. It's not necessarily marketing mentoring by any means, but shout out to one of my favorite nonprofits here called Be a Mentor.
Oh.
They partner mentors with mentees all around, elementary schools and high schools in Charleston and surrounding areas. And just doing that once a week for 30 minutes, having lunch with, I think she's in 3rd grade now, my mentee.
I thought that was Big Sisters. No, that wasn't.
That's similar. The one that I've been with for a long time is Be a Mentor.
Be a Mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah.
exciting.
But
Beamentor.org?
yes, I'm pretty sure that's the website.
Look at that.
They're on social media as well. Be a mentor.
Love it.
But, yeah.
Love it very much.
Yeah.
Well, shout out and thank you to Missy Hurley for connecting dots.
Absolutely.
She found us on the podcast. It's working, Margaret.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, she's out of Tampa. Kristelle's out of New Mexico. We're nationwide, baby.
Are you the first? Is this our first guest to have flown in from?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
From out of town?
Yeah.
What? I love being the first.
Flown in. We've got some Charlotte folk. So Charlotte drove in.
Okay, but you're the first flying
Shout out
in.
to Charlotte, but we're first.
Okay, speaking of flying, I don't want to get you off topic.
And you're like
But
so patient.
I've
with
been
this
dying to ask
Yeah.
about. Of course, I did a little research before Kristelle came in, stalked her on social media. I think it's your Instagram bio that says hot air balloon chaser.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely need to hear more.
Same.
So I mentioned in 2012 I was part of a PR agency where I created the first digital strategy for the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Okay. And I loved hot air ballooning from that job. You know, when you have like that one client that you just end up putting more than what they were billed to do.
Of course, because you love
That was that client. It was at the time I think it only had an attendance of about 600,000 or so. And once the digital strategy went online, it just grew 10 to 20% year after year because it became a social media phenomenon. A social media phenomenon for sure. But on the flip side, Albuquerque actually has a major community and industry that not many people knew about. And so, you know, when something becomes touristy enough, but then you don't really see the story of the industry or the story of the people that bring it to life. So then I started to really dive into it. I'm a Zeta Tau Alpha. I'm a sorority sister. And one of my best friends, my sorority sister's husband, is a pilot. He's like, come out. So I blame him every single day because he was a student pilot at the time and he was actually looking to build up his crew. And then months later, I learned and I felt comfortable enough to be his crew chief. I knew it was going to take some time. So
what does that entail?
A hot air balloon is a federal aircraft. So if any aircraft needs a crew chief, and so you make sure that the balloon, when it's on the ground, packed up, proper procedure, safety measures, the crew's safe, etc. You make sure that the propane tanks are set up. You make sure that the basket's all ready to go for the pilot to make sure there's no tears on the envelope, etc. So yes, chasing includes setting up the balloon. Hot air balloons don't have a steering wheel. So because they don't have a steering wheel, you have to chase it because the weather will tell it where it's going, the winds go. And then afterwards, the guy lands, everybody's safe, everybody's okay. Great. Pack up the balloon. That's what a crew chief does. Drive the truck.
Yes.
So I love it. It's if you were to ask me what is my hobby, it's hot air balloon chasing. And I was telling you too on the way in here, like I would say what is the marketing lesson out of hot air ballooning? I'm purposefully challenging myself to become a hot air balloon pilot, a private pilot. Okay. So I'm registered as a student pilot because I want to really challenge myself with new knowledge I've never had before. Sure. And as marketers, we all get in this rut of staying so comfortable in our lanes and we don't push ourselves to do something new and different. I realized that like I was going through a really tough time last year, just this constant state of depression. I was like, why am I in this funk? It's because I wasn't challenging myself to learn something new, challenge myself to do something different. And I found that ambition just really kept me happy. So I got my certification in public relations through PRSA. And when that was done and I got married, that was done. And I was like, what do I have to do now? My company is on autopilot. There's some things in here and there that I need to work on, but how do I challenge myself? So learning weather, whole new language.
Sure.
Learning the FAA and the crisis from it, whole new language. And it has been really exciting.
Wow. So when do you think you'll have your license?
My goal is in the next 2 years. And that's another thing, marketers, we should always set goals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the next 2 years.
Amazing.
So hoping to do that too.
Coolest place you've ever been in a hot balloon? Or do you just do that in New Mexico?
So that's a great question. So hot air ballooning happens wherever it's safe to fly, meaning ample places, launches, less congested areas, not a congested airspace as well. So what's great about us is that we like to fly in Albuquerque, but places that it's also great to fly is Temecula, Napa, Arizona, Colorado Springs, Utah. There's even folks in New Jersey. I think there might be a couple folks in like around here that fly. I need to look into it. But favorite place I've flown so far is I've been in the basket not the pilot, is a place called Red Rocks,
Sure.
Red Rocks, which is in Gallup, New Mexico.
Oh, different Red Rocks.
Yeah, different Red Rocks. Not the one in Colorado, but
Yeah.
very similar beauty, right?
Sure,
Where
sure.
it's the Red Rocks surround the experience of the event. Same thing in Gallup.
Cool.
And then on top of that, the culture of the Native American people, Navajo, Zuni, Acoma, they're all there. So there's hot air balloons and culture in the same time, and it's just one of the most picturesque things.
Wow.
And I have my favorite picture of me ballooning is me there in a onesie because it's so damn cold when you're ballooning. So damn cold.
I'm gonna need
gosh.
to
I
take a trip out to New Mexico.
Oh, you would love it.
never thought I would know so much about hot air ballooning.
I
now.
know.
Yeah.
Sorry to get off topic.
You're
but I had to
welcome.
ask.
You're welcome,
there's a
listener.
marketing
Honestly,
lesson
yeah,
in it
there's
too.
a marketing lesson in there, so I love
for
that.
Sure. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up here. Is there anything else? Like, give us your handles again. Give us PRSA.org.
Mm-hmm. PRSA.org. When you go to the professional sections, go to Counselors Academy. That's where you'll learn more information about our section. You'll also learn more information about the conference itself, and the various different topics will be published here in the next 30 to 60 days. The conference itself, the registration is definitely open. And we'll definitely give you all the allied rates so you can use it for those that might be interested in joining.
Yep, you have them.
And most importantly, I guess if you were to ask me, like, what is a New Year's resolution I would give to everybody that shouldn't be broken, I would just say make your investment into your career, make your investment into your business, work on your business, not in the business as much. And this is a great outlet to do it. So
Love it.
Yeah,
I don't know. This is what podcasts are all about, Matthew. Okay, Matthew's our engineer, by the way, for listeners that don't know. Thanks for coming.
thank you.
Thanks for flying all the way over here and chatting with little old us.
Yeah.
Thanks for being in community with me. I love talking to other marketers, and thanks for the time and the space.
In
It means a
community,
lot.
I
Yeah.
like that. When you use
Yeah.
that. Margaret, say goodbye, will you?
Thank you so much for being here, for flying all the way here and getting off a flight at 2 a.m. And here you are on our podcast. So thank you so much.
That's right. And thanks to the Charleston Radio Group. Love them dearly. Thank you, Matthew, our engineer. You want to say goodbye, Kristelle?
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And cheers to Charleston.